and fall asleep and snore? You get wild, right? Anyway, you see, it is so deep. Some parents have smoke in their eyes when it comes to their own children. I have seen husbands have smoke in their eyes when it comes to their own wives, or their husbands. You wouldn't believe how much smoke is around in the world, right? Listen to this. You know what Sodom is all about? Salt and smoke. Salt is everything tastes better. Bad. You know what smoke is? You can't see anything. Well, you know something? When you can walk on the street and you see a man dying from hunger and you can pass him by, the problem is not that you don't want to give. The problem is that you didn't see him. Because it's human impossible to see somebody dying from hunger and not give him anything. Can't, right? We got as a human being, so a little bit God's image, right? So Chanukah is when there's only light, no smoke. Mamish, no smoke. And you know something? On Chanukah, I'm not walking around asking people for forgiveness. Because if I have to ask you for forgiveness, that means that we are not that close. I want you to know something. When I love somebody very much, I hurt their feelings, I don't ask for forgiveness, I just... Well, you know something else? This is the deepest, Why is it when people like each other, they look at their eyes? I know how your nose looks like. It's there to see, right? This is the deepest. And we're looking at the Chanukah candles for 6 hours. The Holy Stand would sit there glued, the Heilige Rishna. What's there to see? On scientific seeing, there's nothing to see, I look. But Gewalt do you see, right? What you see then, beyond seeing, right? Beyond seeing. When you like someone, you look at them for a long time, you know what you're telling them? I see what nobody else is seeing. Nobody else is seeing. Have you ever seen babies where their eyes are fixed on their mother? Awesome, right? By the old Baruch Rebbe, President Shtaba Furshlam. It was awesome, his face, was the closest you can possibly get of thinking how it was to be in the presence of the Baal Shem Tov, right? It's pachat, when the Rebbe looks at you, your mamish he looks through all your bones, right? He looks right through your neshama. Physically, he began shivering. Mamish shivering, right? What do we know? Okay, Mimi, lay it on me fast.
The first one you started singing after you now was Inni Yodaman, Adedani Bochia.
Yeah.
And I was thinking really, it brought Leah into the picture.
Yeah.
Because she was always crying.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm thinking that for me, and in there I caught that their softness, that she had a certain kind of softness in the way she looked at the world.
Yeah.
Not that they were weak from the crying,
yeah.
but they had a softness. So I was thinking that we know that Leah is 36 and Ohel is 36, it's the 10th.
Yeah.
And the transformation that happened from Yom Kippur to Chanukah is that really we're moving from a sukkah, from an Ohel, to a bayit, to a home. And that one of the reasons that we go into the sukkah instead of going straight back home after Yom Kippur is to say that we're not going back to our old habits. Right? We're creating something new.
Yeah.
So we go into the sukkah. But then you can say, well, the sukkah is only temporary. So really we can only sign on Zot Chanukah, at the end of Chanukah, because we're saying it wasn't temporary, it wasn't only a sukkah. It's a bayit, it's really there, it's sturdy and it's stable, and this is really who we are, and this is really what we are. And that gives us that strength, that's Aharon HaKohen. The Zot, right, it says on Aharon HaKohen, the Zot Yavo El HaKodesh.
So that's Chanukah,
that we know that it says Tefillah, Tshuva, Tzedakah, Ma'avim Mitzvah, Gzera, that Tshuva and Tefillah, prayer, and Tzedakah, and giving charity, is what can take away it can change the decree. And over those three words it says Kol, Mamun, and Som. Right?
Yeah.
So I know that the Gematria of each one of those is 136. And together, it's 408. That's Zot.
Yeah.
And that's Zot Chanukah. And the difference between Zot and Bayis is 4. So you take the Tefillah, the Tzom, the Kol, the Mamon, and the Tzom. You take these three things, but you add the 4 walls of your home, and that's the Bayis. So that really we can sign on Yom Kippur. We can't even sign on the last day on Simchat Torah, because we don't have receipts almost to sign. You know, we don't have anything in the bank to show for our name that we can make these kind of promises. But from Sukkot until Chanukah, we really have these receipts to show that we've taken these promises that we've made on Yom Kippur, and we've turned them into our tent, our ohel, that's the 36 candles of the 36 hours of the Or HaGanuz that we have, and we show Hashem, yes, we have receipts for our promises. We've turned it into a bayit, and not only have we made our bayit a place where we're more than our pieces, but we've made our bayit into a place that we can shine our light outside.
Remember you say the best Rebbe Torah. So proud of you, Danny.
And I wanted just to say one other thing.
Yeah.
That a while ago I was listening to one of your tapes from like 7 years ago.
Yeah?
One of your shurim. And at the end he asked me to say something. And I was listening to him and I thought to myself, this is such nonsense. It is so ridiculous, it is so foolish, and yet you gave me so much kavod. And then I think that if I can do any kind of teaching now, it's because even when I was really talking nonsense, you gave me kavod. You gave me strength to say whatever I said.
Remember, you're the cutest woman in the world. Well, maybe it was good, Taras. Remember what you said.
No, Mama stupid.
Well, you see what it is? Because you give me kavod when I say stupid things too, you know? Sometimes I fall asleep in the middle of my talking and don't even know what I was talking about. Probably suddenly I changed from Shmois to Kairach, you know, like. Thanks. Okay, Heilig David laid on me, brother. I'm ready for the highest moment of my young life. It's good time.
I'm sort of still sitting with the first Torah that we were learning today of
Chavita Sevavu, yeah?
and the whole thing with the earth having all the good to give and holding back, and so in a sense every candle is holding back. I mean, it's filled with light. And somehow, in various descriptions, when you talk about the reason you're sitting there for 6 hours looking at the lights and the suns and others, and it's in the way the Amshinover and others, just the time they would take in preparing the lights, even before they've lit it. Somehow that sense of the potential of what's contained inside this candle, inside this oil and this wick, and yet it hasn't been lit yet, and then you'd have no idea what's contained in it, and you light it. I mean, it's like also the letter of a word. The letter can sit on a page for 1,000 years and nobody vocalizes it. It's just sitting there, some ink, smoke, and until somebody gives expression to it. Somehow Hanukkah really bringing down this ability to light something, and to realize that this light, at the same time I think, the light is sitting inside this candle, it's just that I have lit it. No, this light is coming from a whole other place, and I'm bringing it down, and this thing can somehow contain it and sustain it and maintain it. And so I'm sitting with that image on one hand, with 5 fingers, and to keep it from rolling off of my hand, and then, I mean, probably totally unrelated. I don't know. It's more a question maybe than a statement. The way the halacha is interpreted of where you put it, we're supposed to put it outside, beside the door. And yet so much of the image we have is that the light is from the house shining out into the street, and yet in a sense the light is already outside of the house. And aside from all the symbolic levels and the deep meaning, first, it raises a tremendous practical question for me. If I've lit my lights outside, I can't sit in my house and look at the light. My children light inside the house. I can look at my children's lights. I know there's no real halacha or minhag or whatever, and I don't know how many of the Rebbe say anyway. They light inside. It doesn't matter whether the courtyard extends out to here, and halachically you should put the thing. But it's interesting, I mean, the laws we have of where you have to put it, as opposed to the importance of the preparation of it and the light that's brought out from it, and how much of this light should be coming really from inside my house going out, and how much of that light is meant to be in my house. So make sure you've reached something inside, it's not enough. You have to be careful. It's going to turn hard, and make sure that you don't only, everybody's so meduyak to make sure their light is in the exact right place to be outside, and none of it shining inside it. And that somehow we have to learn how to make sure the light does shine outside, but it really has to shine in, because if it's not shining in.
It's true, We always get through, we always worried about somebody else getting better and we ourselves getting worse every day. The Friedrich Rebbe said in Gewalt Torah, he says, everybody wants to ride on somebody else's horse. Take care of your own horse. Heilige Yeshua, okay, I'm schlecht and I'm strong.
Yeah, I don't know anything to say. We're talking about the Holy Rebbe. I another story. And he was in a ghetto somewhere.
Yeah.
And there was no moil.
Yeah.
And there was a baby, 8 years old, no moil. He never was on moil before. He just said, get me things. And he just went and mouth the baby. And then after that he was for all the baby.
He did what?
Then after that he was in the ghetto, the moil for everyone. This doesn't give out, never been. And I heard that he said, give me 50 chassidim for this army.
Yeah.
For this army that you're talking about,
Yeah.
give me 50 chassidim. Told this guy, boy, go get me 50 chassidim, it'll do anything I say.
There's one more thing, did he tell you about Freeman?
No,
Sure.
I saw I don't know what all the Rebbes do, but I saw a lot of the Rebbes that wanted to sit by the candles in the house. But there's chassidim around, there's people